Welcome back to The Spiritual Psychologist for the final episode of 2025, The Spiritual Psychologist Festive Edition. Today, we are talking about the fact that we are in these final days of 2025 and what next year is bringing. This is such a powerful time where we are in this transition period of celebrating, of also completion of a year, the 9 year, which has been all about shedding the snake, and it's been about truth telling. It's been the energy of completion and deep maturation. And now we are standing at the edge of something new. We are entering a new 9 year cycle. And with that, we are entering the year of the horse. And if you think about the horse gallops. The horse doesn't move with nervousness. The horse moves forward with strength, with direction, with momentum, and with trust in its own power. And this is what we are invited to bring the energy of into our year one. In this period, if you haven't done so already, it's so important to really reflect on the year that has gone past, 2025, and to really ask yourself some key questions around completion. Grab a journal if you haven't already, and listen to these questions. Sit down, take your time, pause this video to answer them. I will guide you through some potent questions to ask yourself, to bring in that reflection, and to also invite in some direction of where you're going next. I have 4 powerful questions for you with relation to 2025 and earlier, and what is coming into completion for you. First of all, where have you outgrown versions of yourself that you are no longer willing to take into 2026? Where is it that you are no longer going to tolerate versions of yourself, but you're maybe still in that version as well, right? There needs to be a decision, there needs to be choices, there needs to be actions, there needs to be bravery and courage around what it is how it is you are choosing to show up. My second question for you is, what is it that you are still loyal to, even though it doesn't protect you, it doesn't nourish you, it doesn't support your forward movement? It might be that you are maintaining patterns in relationships that have been there for years, but actually they just bring you down. They just make you feel like they're keeping you down here, right? Rather than expanding outwards. What is it that needs to have distance created with it? It might be that you're stuck in cycles still of showing up in that child survival energy around food, around your relationship patterns. Have a look and see what you are ready to move through. The thing that is causing you the most anxiety, or that keeps coming up again and again and again and again, no matter how much healing work you've done, right? That is the area to really focus on if you are wanting to make powerful moves in 2026. My third question for you is, what did this season of 2025 teach you about your nervous system? What has it taught you about your capacity? What has it taught you about your edges? And what has it taught you about your truth? Where have you expanded yourself, and where have you stayed safe? And finally, are there any stuck emotions? Are there any parts of yourself that feel painful that you haven't yet fully witnessed? Can you allow yourself some time here to go into that, to meet it bravely and courageously? Whatever is still moving there, that you are suppressing, ignoring, is going to emerge in 2026 unless you face it. You may as well do it now. The reason why I talk about completion is because It is so important. Often what people do at this time of year is focus on what they're manifesting next, what their desires are, what their vision are, what they want to bring into their life. And that is so wonderful and exciting. It activates the dreamer part of us. But you can have all of the things stacking up that you want, all of the handbags, all of the dream cars, the holidays, whatever it might be, and you can still be in incompletion of the things that are making you desperately unhappy underneath it all. It's so important to come into that cycle of completion before moving forward. And this is the same for business, right? So you can stack loads of strategies after strategy after strategy after strategy, but there can be these underlying wounds that prevent you from actually being seen in your business. You can have multiple strategies, but if, for example, you don't want to be visible in your truth, you don't want to share your opinion, you hide so many parts of yourself, this is going to significantly continue to impact on your business no matter how much you spend on mentors or courses or content creation, right? Ultimately, we have to face the parts of ourselves that we have been avoiding in 2025 before we move on to the powerful actions of 2026. And whilst we are talking about business, if you have one, what are the things that need to be released and completed in 2025? Are there clients that you're working with that you really just don't want to work with? Are there offerings that you want to bring to a close? Are there patterns of behavior in terms of how you're showing up as a leader that you need to come into completion with and not allow to continue into 2026? Are you being too much of a savior? Do you need to be more boundaried? What is it that needs to be looked at in terms of how you are showing up in your work going forward? And as we go into the year 9, the year of the horse, this year is all about direction over speed and urgency. It's about momentum and movement, but with powerful intention. And it's about embodied momentum. What do I mean by that? It means that we're not pushing with force. Again, if you look at the horse and the way that it gallops and moves, there's like this energy behind it that feels so natural and elegant and beautiful. And we want to be in that energy, that momentum. When we look at a horse galloping, this is the energy we want to be in that movement, but without like this awkward, pushy, forcey, burnout energy. And so as you are thinking or feeling into the year of 2026, what is it that actually wants to move through you? What is it that you are feeling this desire to create, whether it's in your life or in your work? What is it that you are ready to take responsibility for? What are you ready to really allow into your life? And what actions are you going to take in respect of that forward momentum and movement? And if you trusted your capacity to hold more without abandoning yourself, what is it that you would be inviting into your life? What do you desire more of? If you knew and trusted your capacity to hold more clients, to hold more money, more wealth, to have the loving relationships, what would you be calling in? And where is it that you can lead with greater visibility, clarity, and truth? There are a lot of questions that I have dropped for you there. Take your time to work through these, to really tune in with what is coming through uniquely for you. And if all of these questions feel too much amongst the cheese and the wine right now, ask yourself this one potent question. What is it that I am no longer carrying forward into 2026? Just sit with that one question. And what if this next chapter of 2026 doesn't require more burnout, more doing, more forcing, more pushing, more to-do lists? What if it actually requires powerful choice? What if it requires completion rather than doing more? I will leave you there with these thought-provoking questions. Take your time to run through them, drop in the comments what is landing for you. I would love to know. And I will see you in more juicy episodes in 2026. We're going to take a little break of a week to just allow that spaciousness for things to land, and we will be back soon. Sending you so much love.